Welcome to our AI and the future of credit management. Just to give you a bit of background to today, I suppose AI is a topic that's on everybody's list at the moment. And what we find is it's something that people talk about, and in the real world, some people are not doing an awful lot about it. And I think there's been a lot of scaremongering as well in terms of job losses, and there'll be no more credit control. It's all going to be done by robots and all that kind of stuff. So part of what I want to do is to put your minds at rest that that is not going to happen. Yes, jobs are going to change. What we do is going to change. How we do it is going to change. And from a credit management perspective, you're going to have to embrace the changes. And hopefully that's why you're here today, just to see what is happening in this space. So, and today I suppose is just a taster as well of the AI module that we've included in the diploma in credit management as well, because we pride ourselves in bringing cutting edge information to students to make sure that they're ahead of everybody else. And I'm delighted to welcome Dara Kiernan along. So Dara, as well as heading up KPI Consulting, looking after a lot of businesses and AI projects in this space. Dara is also the lecturer on the diploma on the AI module. So, Dara, it's great to welcome you along today. This is not going to be a techie session. This is going to be a credit management session. I would say, Dara, it's fair to say your expertise is in credit management. And AI is a tool that you're using on a daily basis, and it's about sharing what you do, how you do it. And look, we really appreciate you coming along. So I will hit mute now and hand over to Dara, and we'll come back and open it to questions, answers, and anything else, and we'll do our best to answer it then. So Dara, over to you.
Great. Yeah, thank you very much, Declan. And it's great to be here today. And exactly as you say, this is not techie. And if there are any techies on the call, this is going to go under your head or over your head, whichever way you want to see it. Yeah, I mean, my background is purely is credit management and leadership and those type of areas. But I use AI on a daily basis, and I use it with not just to I suppose make my life a lot easier, but I also do it to help my clients make their lives a lot easier. And I'm going to today we're going to kind of show you just very basically how AI fits into credit management and the tools you can use. I understand the audience here today have varied experiences with AI. Some of you may never have used it before and are still terrified and worried about being on this webinar where the machines will jump out of your PC and get you while we're on it. And some of you will just go, hey, listen, look, AI is AI. I'll keep it in its box. I know how to use it. It does help me. But there are quite a few things you need to kind of think about it. We're going to start from very basics. We're going to explain what it is. We're going to show you some kind of little tips and tricks. We're going to tell you the little differences between AI and automation. Show you how it can be used to organize your day and just simple things. But we're also going to let you know, which is really important, we're going to let you know about the risks and the compliance side of things as well. And remember, you've got to be careful what data you're putting out there into the ecosystem and out into the world. If you have AI in your business, and if you have, maybe you're using Microsoft Copilot within your own behind your own firewalls, etc., it'll be a lot safer. But just, you don't need to put Dara Kiernan, who lives in Wexford and his date of birth is this, in there to be able to analyze the data about Dara Kiernan. So just be very careful about what you put out there, because it's fantastic. It's very, very easy. It's amazing once you use it how simple it is, and to kind of
No, nothing.
to reinforce what Declan was saying a little bit earlier on. this is not techie. AI is allowing people now to do techie things by speaking in normal English to it. And there are examples. I do a lot of work on Excel, and I write a lot of formulas on Excel, and I have done so over the years. But now, rather than me having to think about did I leave a comma out? Did I put in this? Did I do that? I can put it straight into ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, just point out how much of an idiot I am and what did I forget, and it will do that. And as ChatGPT gets to know you, it actually gets to know who you are. And my ChatGPT sometimes does come back and say, yes, you are an idiot, and here it is. Here's the answer. So it does get to. I hope in some of the demos today, it won't take the mick out of me too much. I'll tell it to behave itself. But I'm going to share just a few slides. I'm just going to go through some very basics on it. Look, the chat is there. If you want to ask any questions, I won't be able to see them, but Declan, you might keep an eye on the chat for me if you don't mind. And it really is just any questions you have, or if there's something else you want to, you can either pop it into the chat, or you can raise them at the end, and we'll try and answer as many as we can. But just so you know, as we start off, I'm not a techie. I'm not an AI whiz. I've just been in credit management for a long time, and I am tired of doing the same monotonous over and over and over and over again. I'm just, and I just think there's a better, when we're coming up to year end, or we're coming up to month end, or we're looking at our ledgers and we're thinking, my God, I haven't got in touch with Declan and he owes me, he's 35 days overdue, and I've only found him after spending half my day looking at Excel sheets. I'm just getting a bit tired of doing all of that, and so are my clients. So this is why we use AI now to help us with all these type of things. A little bit like, as the slide says, practical tools, smarter workflows, and real world impact. This is me. I work with a couple of, thankfully, some good clients. I deal with AI and advise them on just how to use it in the best ways for themselves. I do a lot of customer service, and I work in leadership. Customer service, we've spoken about AI in customer service. We've seen quite a lot of examples of it. Is it great customer facing? We've probably been all on those kind of IVRs in contact centers when we call them, and we struggle to get out away from the AI bot and actually get to speak to a real person. And I don't know if that's just AI or it's the configuration of the AI, and that's a bit that is lacking a little bit in today's world. AI is changing so quick nowadays that businesses are only getting used to it, and they're thinking, and that their mindset at the moment is, and a lot of these contact centers are thinking, this is going to save me headcount, this is going to save me X amount of bums on seats, and I put it in there, and they forget about the customer experience, and they're still just trialing it and testing it, because it doesn't know what it's going to be in the next 2 years. We have no idea what it's going to be. It's different now to what we had planned 2 or 3 years ago. So we're all just trying to get used to it. When it comes to back office work, that is where it is absolutely so powerful. But that's just my experience. I don't know about yourselves, but that's what I've certainly seen. What we look at here is we look at just a practical focus on AI tools and how we can just do our daily work. We will talk very briefly about customer facing, and that's totally down to yourself. There is some real smart stuff out there that can be used. And a big thing for me is just making AI useful and not scary, because we are terrified of it. We think of this as like Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back, from the future, and we do think it's going to take over all of our jobs. And rightly so, and that's just human behavior. Every one of us, even the most forward-thinking ones of us, people would always be worried about something new. but it's your choice whether to embrace it or just to continue with what you're doing. And as they always say, if there's something there that can make your life easier, and if there's something there that can prevent you from doing the same thing over and over and over again, why not embrace it, and take that time back for yourself to be able to learn new things about AI as such. So we'll jump into it quickly, and the first thing is, well, look, have you already used AI today? And that's a big question, and you have to wonder, have you? Because it's not a new thing, and in fact AI has been around 50 years. It's been around a long time, and the question is, when you think to yourself, well, have I used it? And the answer is, yeah, well, probably. Netflix, have you seen how Netflix analyzes the type of shows that you watch? It occasionally asks you, is this something that is suitable for your feed? And then next thing you look, you've got a whole range of similar type of programs, and I think even it says on Netflix, because you watched this, here's this other stuff. You also see it, as we've been seeing for the last few years on social media, how my word, you happen to look at a cat playing with cymbals, and next thing your feed is just full of cats playing with cymbals, and occasionally a dog playing with a cymbal. It figures out what you like, and it analyzes that, and it feeds it to you, and this is used for marketing purposes, as we know. Alexa, Siri, these are type of things that we're all using, and it's doing the very same type of thing. And then we move into kind of Copilot and even WhatsApp. Predictive text is using AI, is using large language models to predict potentially what the next word in your message is going to be. It's not always right. It can be a shocking pain in the backside at times, because we've often kind of, whatever we meant to do, it comes up with something else, and we always have to send another text message saying, sorry, I'm not an idiot, I meant to say this word, I do know my grammar. But that's what it does. So the answer is, have you used AI today? Is yes, you have. We're all using it, and we're all finding it, strangely enough, very useful. But it's not like it's been thrown at us. AI has somehow pulled us along on the journey with it, and it has done it subtly, and it has done it in such a way that it has become useful to us in small ways. So we're becoming comfortable with it. But now, if your boss was to come along and say, we're now using AI to do all of this work that you were doing, you're naturally going to become fearful, and that's fine. Another big thing, if you can think about AI, is every time your bank flags a suspicious transaction. So if we think about credit management world, if you're making payments, and I live down in Wexford, so one day if I'm out and I'm sitting down buying a pint of Guinness in a little pub in Wexford, and next thing there's somebody buying skis in Bulgaria, my bank sees that. Now, it's not that it has to sit there and trawl through all of the payment transactions that's going through. It's constantly analyzing the behaviors and what is happening on my account. So it's instantly able to red flag that. And we've all got those text messages. So AI is there. We're using it. It's very useful in our day-to-day life. So we don't need to be afraid of it when we bring it into the workplace. What is it? And so let's kind of try and make this quite simple. So AI is just when we allow a machine to do the things we normally need human intelligence for. And these are things like recognizing patterns, perhaps, making predictions, in fact, even holding conversations. We're seeing that quite regularly now. We think of Netflix suggesting your next, binge watch, or Google Maps figuring out the fastest way to work. That's all AI. It's not magic. It's just all AI. It's basically just pattern recognition at scale. So the computers are crunching all of that data, and they're giving you the best guess. Now, it's a guess, and that's one thing you got to remember. But these are the type of things, the examples, as we talked about, recommending your next filter in spam in your inbox. It already does that. Helping you find the best pizza. Crucially for credit management, analyzing customer payment patterns to predict who might pay late or who has not paid on time. And we're now talking about, because let's think, I only had a conversation yesterday with a county council, and the big thing for them is, so I don't know if any of you are in the county council space, but the big thing for them is they worry about when somebody receives the keys to their new house, and they set up a payment plan with them, and the first payment, because it's such a small amount of money, the first payment is missed, and because the arrears on that small amount of money being missed is just so small, they don't even spot it, and then they miss again, and they don't spot it, and what basically is happening in a lot of organizations is they're paling out the water at the top, but they haven't plugged the hole at the bottom. And what they're doing is they're turning potentially really good new customers into the future bad payers, because they're providing them with those behaviors. So if somebody who is so excited about getting their new house and gets the keys and then just accidentally forgets to pay and then sees nothing, well, we know what human behaviors are like. And so these are the type of things that AI can do. It can look at all that stuff that you just don't get a chance to look at. I want to just tell you what the difference between AI and automation, because we're going to show you a little bit about automation today, as well as AI. But automation will really just follow specific rules that you put in, and there's such a tool called Power Automate, which we're going to show you very quickly today. But this is automation, and you have to build strict rules around it. But AI will help you build those workflows to allow you to do that. And if you don't use Power Automate, I'm pretty certain you will have it within your Microsoft licensing. It's worth every penny if you don't. But we'll show you that very quickly. AI, on the other hand, will learn the patterns. It will identify the customers likely to delay again based on their behaviors. And I'm going to show you a spreadsheet that I do, and it's very anonymized. I'm going to show you one where we do a comparison across a couple of years, which allows an organization to be able to say, hey, these payments should be coming in, they're set payments, but these are the customers that are behind now at this stage. So that's flagging some issues. Between the AI and the automation, that's where you get some really powerful credit workflows. So in today's world in AI, how can we best use it? And where can you get, I suppose, great value from it? This is not just, getting your best shows on Netflix. It's how can we make this improve our work? And predicting late payments is phenomenal. If you have the right data in your database, you can analyze the behaviors of your customers, and you can analyze the payment history. And all you want is for the red flags to jump to the top of the screen for you. You don't want to go searching for it. You can also automate your repayment letters. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's a real rough and ready solution. I'm going to show you how to do that. You'll probably need your techie guys in there to help you with the Power Automate. But ChatGPT will tell you how to do it specifically. So when I first started using Power Automate, I asked ChatGPT to teach me, and it taught me. So you can do the very same. And as I say, I'm not a techie, so this is good for everybody. Risk scoring and fraud detection. So as we talked about earlier with the banks are already using this for fraud detection, and obviously for scoring risk. And if you can analyze the behaviors, you could come up with a risk score. and then smarter reporting. And there is reporting right now in Excel that is done for you, and I'm going to show you how that is done. So by the click of 2 or 3 buttons, Excel is already bringing in AI to help you with this. What are the benefits? You know, I explain AI as AI is like a personal assistant. It's like a really, really enthusiastic intern that you just got to keep an eye on. And we all know exactly who we're talking about here. We could probably put a name on them in the office already. They are so enthusiastic about the job. And, you know, if you ask them to paint the chair red, they'd have the whole building red instead. And so that's exactly what AI is. It will do everything for you, but you just got to watch it. It makes faster decisions, huge amounts of data, and it'll make decisions in seconds. It's consistent and fair. So if you think about a scoring matrix and you then think about how you have your own biases in your own mind about certain customers, and because Johnny likes Liverpool and you like United, and you just don't want to, you know, you've just got whatever it is, AI won't do that for you. It's efficient and productive, and it can give you better relationships with your customers, and I'm going to show you that now fairly shortly as well. But when we have yin, we've also got to have yang, and this is the most important part. Here are your ethical challenges that you need to consider. So it can bias in scoring models, but it's reflective only on the data you put in. So you've got to make sure your data is absolutely correct and it's fair. Data privacy, that's something you need to be aware of. You know, don't be over reliant on AI. It can make mistakes. It does make mistakes. It does it all of the time. It is the over enthusiastic intern. They make mistakes. You've just got to watch it. And the big bit is who's accountable. So when you start using AI and bring it in an AI policy, you need to have accountability. I'm looking at my watch here, and I'm conscious of the time, so I'm going to fire through these because I think what you really want to see is some demos. So look, the 3 main pillars of AI and credit is your quality of data, how you communicate with it, and how you prompt it. I'm going to be using ChatGPT but there are other AI products there, and the automation that brings it all in together. Why does data quality matter? It's very simple. It's the very same as if we were just reviewing things manually. I mean, if we've got the wrong aging there on our ledgers, we've obviously the wrong treatment route. If we've not got the correct payment terms in there, or missing terms of any sort, we're issuing wrong credit limits. If we have duplicate customers in there, there's incorrect balances and problems with our invoicing. So AI can tidy all that up for you, even if there's slightly different spelling. It can lead you in the right direction. If ABC Limited and ABC Ltd are in your ledger, well, AI will point those out and highlight them for you so that you can make those amendments, and that will take a lot of time off your hands. The 4 I's of dirty data, I'll just throw them up very quickly because I want to do the demos. Look, inaccurate, incomplete, inconsistent, and incompatible. I mean, and that's kind of where it sits. We know that. You know, the expression is garbage in, garbage out. If you've got bad data going into any system at all, you're going to get bad data out. That, funnily enough, you know, in my world of leadership, I also think is similar to us humans. If we receive really poor feedback and we don't get good constructive feedback, you're going to get garbage back out again. So it's the same with us, and it's the same with AI, and same with people. So with this, you've got to make sure that it's that you give it the right data. The right data is available, and you ask it the right questions. So this is Power. We're going to just quickly look at Power Automate. This could be some really kind of some quick wins for you guys. So it's part of the Microsoft packaging and the licensing that you probably have already. If you've got Power BI, you've got the Power Suite of tools. This is what it looks like when you go in. And so you can see in here, you've got automated cloud flows, you've got scheduled cloud flows, desktop flows. There's so many different things you can do here. And I'm not going to build this for you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of this slide now, and I'm going to pop up and show you my little ledger. So here's a ledger we made up. Now the names exist, of course, and this is on my email address, and we've just put in kind of various information. But basically, what this is telling us is this is the contact information, this is the amount, this is the due date. There's 3 of them overdue. This one was paid, and here's the overdue amounts. And so what we did was, let me show you. So I created a workflow. Now, AI told me exactly how to build this. And this is what it looks like. It's real simple. Now, I won't go into the detail on it because we don't have time, but certainly if you want to talk about this, reach out and we can be able to help you. And it's certainly. But it's real simple. AI told me exactly how to do every one of these and what to put in every section. And what it does is it is connecting. So what it does is it connects my Outlook on my OneDrive. It connects onto my shares, any file that I have on my OneDrive as well, and it connects them all up. And so it allows the Power Automate to work on its own, really, based on the information that I have. In my share is this. And let me see, sorry. And then obviously my email is in there as well. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to go into my flow. I have it automated, but I'm literally just going to run it right now. Now, you can manually run it or automate it. I have it set for a certain time just for demo purposes, but I will run the flow right now. The flow run has successfully started and I can monitor it. But here's the bit. Let me show you my email. And hopefully there's nothing there that... So right now, 12:59, I've received 3 emails, and this is real rough and ready, so there's nothing fancy about it. We can do as much as you want. But Intervet have an outstanding balance of 324,256. And where are they? Intervet are there, and the total outstanding, have a look at my figure. They say it's 324,256 and 324,256. That's what it's telling me. And we built that in there, and one you won't see is from Schneider because it's paid. But here we have one for Intervet, one for Heineken Ireland, and one for Jaguar Land Rover. And that is how simple it is. What it does is it goes in here as you set it. If it happens to be every month or every week, or you can set in whatever criteria you want, it will automatically send an email to your customer. Now, it won't be as simple and as basic as that. You probably want to put your logo on it, and you want to make it a little bit prettier and nicer for your customers, obviously, but that's just for the demo, and it just shows literally by clicking that flow, off it goes, and it sends those emails for you. Now you can set it, as we say, you can set that up as a reminder for yourself, so that every day perhaps it looks back 30 days and all your invoices due on different days, so maybe it just looks back 30 days and goes, what's outstanding after 30 days, they're the ones I hit. And every day it's sending your reminders from you, and it's coming from your inbox, so any response to it is going to come straight back to you as well. So that's one I wanted to show you there, and that is basically Power Automate at its best. and it's very simple to put together. So before we go on to the other ones, we'll just say, well, look, what can you automate? Reminders, risk reviews, constantly. If you are asking Power Automate to go into your full ledger all of the time, and on a daily basis, if you've linked in your payments directly into your ledger, you know what's outstanding, what's not outstanding. Power Automate can send you a list of the most risk accounts on a daily basis if you want. Your reporting can be done so quickly. Payment tracking. The whole key to this is about building your workflow. And this is where we talk about there has to be a trigger. So you have to then say, right, well, the trigger is that a payment is outstanding. What's my process? What do I want to have as my output, and what's the review? How do I review it? And as you go through those steps with ChatGPT or whichever AI tool you prefer to use, it would give you every single step, and it'll tell you exactly how to do it. So if I can do it, look, anybody can do it. And this is something that my clients find very, very useful. They now, one of my county council clients, their rates payments, they have about 5,000 rate customers, and about 3,500 of them now get automated invoices and automated reminders. And they used to have to put every one of those invoices on a piece of paper and in an envelope and put it in the post box. They now do this. Let's have a look at predicting late payments, and I will pop out of this again and I'll put up another Excel sheet. So in here, what we've done here was we have put in the payment, the 2023 payments, 2024 payments, and the 2025 payments. And these are payments for an actual council, and these are for rate payments. So if you know how commercial rates work, they don't change year on year unless there's something, unless you've expanded the size of your business or anything like that. So what they wanted was, they wanted to be able to see, well, what they paid in 2023, what they paid 2024, and what they've currently paid in 2025 to this exact date. And the date is just sitting here. It's a simple today formula. And so every time that they open this up, they are able to see exactly to this day of the year what the customer had paid previously in the previous years. So they're then able to say, well, wow, this guy here is well, maybe that's not a good example because that's obviously a new customer. But here they can see that this person is €1,600 behind on their payments, so that they know that they need to contact that person. And then it's broken down across the areas. I won't go further into the detail there because you'll be able to see who it is then at that stage. But what we're able to do here is the formulas. So by speaking to it, to ChatGPT, we have asked it to build these formulas, and it is doing the comparison here itself. You may look at this in Excel and go, oh my Lord, where did that come from? 40% came from me, but 60% came from AI. And then you've got to test it. But this now allows them to take a really, really quick look at what's potentially risky and what's not going to come in, and then plan for how they deal with that. I won't show you how to write the code and all that, but take my word for it. That's what ChatGPT is doing for you. So one bit before we look at it actually using ChatGPT, why prompts matter. Look, I mean, as we said earlier on, it's about what you put in there. You don't need technical talk. You just need to speak to it like it's a child, really. You need to be so specific. You've got to be just so clear on what you want. Just putting in help with debt isn't going to help anywhere. But if you put in something like summarize this customer's payment history and highlight late payment patterns, it'll do it. So you've just got to play with it. You've got to use it and be very. And when it comes back with something that isn't right, question yourself first, because don't just go, stupid ChatGPT, it's always giving me rubbish. You look at your question, look at your prompting, because there's a really high chance that what you've asked it for is what it's giving you. It's not what you expected. We're coming to the end of my slides because I want to just give you the demo. So what can, as AI as a personal assistant, what can it do for you? Here's what it can. It can draft the reminders. It can summarize meetings. So as we're seeing, Declan is now recording this meeting right now. And AI will be able to, it's not only recorded it, but AI will be able to transcribe that meeting. From that, you can then extract tasks from that. So if you pull in, so even from an email or from summarizing a meeting, if you were to then be able to take all that transcribed data, put it into AI and say, now show me what tasks I have to complete and what tasks are assigned to somebody else. And it's done instantly. You can build quick reports, as we said. You can create daily priorities for yourself. You can paste your calendar in and ask it to be smarter about your calendar. So what I'm going to show in the next few minutes to allow time for questions, I'm going to pull up ChatGPT and I'm going to pull up a few sample questions, and let me pull it over here and I'll pop in here. So in here, if I add in, so just for the first one, if I look at it, if I pop in my calendar, and the calendar is literally a screenshot of what there it is. It's just a sample screenshot of what my calendar might look like. Thankfully, it's not as crazy as that. But it's not like I have to type it in. I can paste the screenshot. I can use my snipping tool and just paste it in here. And if I just look at it here, and I basically say, can you optimize this week for deep work, meetings, admin, identify overloaded days, and suggest what to move, telling it my core working hours, what will it come up with? It's a classic busy but not always productive week. Yep, it's like the cup of soup man from the ads from years ago, if you remember him. So this is now breaking down very clearly into where my days are overloaded. What I should shorten, what I should move, what I should cancel. It's given me a schedule that I could change and make things better for me. It's going down very deep, day by day. It's also very conscious about ensuring that I have time for that deep work where I need to have time to concentrate and I'm not bouncing between meeting and meeting. So I hope you can all see that. So that's a very detailed breakdown. I'm going to stop it there because I want to put in something else. I have a massive policy and I really don't have time to read it. Rather than that policy, rather than putting in a policy, I found the most boring document I have actually ever read, and it is the corporate governance requirements for the central bank. And but what I want is, I want to get, and to save time, I want a 10-second version and a 30-second version of a document that is ridiculously long. And up it goes, and we give ChatGPT a moment to just read through it, and here we are. Now, this is a perfect example of ChatGPT needing to be watched. So what it's doing is it's referring back to my calendar. I uploaded this, but I didn't refer to it. And all you've got to do is, I was referring to the document I uploaded. And there we go. So that's kind of something that I wanted to show you how easy it is to make the mistake. So although I uploaded a document, I didn't refer to the document, so it just continued looking at my calendar. So now it's given me very brief. Now this is not, you know, relevant to I get that. It's just to give you an example of what you can do with with your documents. Certainly when you've got so much to go and you want to prepare for a meeting, this is really quick to give you a very quick overview of what's there. Let's have a look at let's have a look at this one here. So I want a friendly but firm script for calling a customer who's 40 days overdue, including 3 possible customer responses. And this is basically what ChatGPT telling me what I should be saying to this customer. Here are the possible answers, and we probably recognize these answers because we were in credit long enough. First one, yeah, things have been tight. How many times do we hear that? I didn't realize it was overdue. I thought it was paid. Again, how many times have we heard that? And we'll pay it soon. And here are the answers that you have. Now, let's just slightly change that. And we add in that you have a very friendly relationship with this person called John, and you're both fans of Manchester United. I wonder what the script will be here. And there's just a little bit of empathy, a little bit of rapport coming in there already, and just recovering from the weekends. Yeah, well, I'm a United fan and they probably lost. So yeah, that makes, even ChatGPT knows that. But that's what it will do. It will make things a little bit more personal for your customer. And I want to move on to something else, and I'm conscious about time. But actually, before I forget, let me pop back into my ledger. I said I was going to show you something here about reporting. So in here already in Excel, here are here's my 4 customers. So if I go up here into data and I pop over here to analyze data, here's your reporting. So I think I mentioned earlier on that AI is already there and that you can use it. So here's your reporting already. You can insert pivot tables. This pivot table, you can insert these charts. You know, rather than having to go in and start building the charts yourself, they're already there for you. They're picking out the various different, you know, what's more important over 120 days. So it's already doing it for you. But you can ask questions about it. It's even giving you suggested questions. So just remember, that's sitting there for you. So it's data and analyze data, and that will get you straight into your data already. Last one I want to do, because I want to leave a couple minutes for any questions. I want to, okay. So basically, I had a phone call with John. I just wrote down shorthand. He's promised to pay by Friday. He's asked for a copy of the invoice. Said he'd follow up with about a disputed €250 charge. And I want to make a CRM note. I want to put something into my customer relation management system, and that's it. But I had only shorthanded it, and I don't have time. And here it is, really, really simple. Spoke with Sean, a confirmed intention to pay. But now I want to create a follow-up email based on that call. So I want to turn this call note into a professional follow-up email with the customer. Now you could put in that you both like Man United as well, to make it whichever way you want. But here it is. And the magic bit about it, which I'll show you now, but here it is. Hi John, good to speak with you earlier. Thanks for taking the time. As discussed, I've attached a copy of the invoice for your reference, and you plan to pay. Now imagine John was Juan, and Juan is in Madrid, and Juan is your Spanish speaking customer, and you are And you know John for so long, but John has always had to translate your emails into his native tongue. But John speaks Spanish, but you don't. Well, folks, now you do. And that's your email. And now, is John going to immediately think you become multilingual? Absolutely not. Juan is going to realize that you are using the technology at your fingertips to be able to make life a tiny little bit easier for him. And that in itself goes a very long way. And that's where the human touch comes. And if we then kind of wonder, oh, will ChatGPT get it right? Well, then let's ask a very different question. Translate into English, please. And I paste it back in there and I ask it to translate. So totally separate. I'm saying, here's this Spanish piece and put it back into English. And there it is again. It's exactly what we had put in there in the first place. So that when you're dealing with customers in other countries would make things very, very nice. They know you're not multilingual. They get it. But they just know you're making their life easier. So when they respond back to you in Spanish, you can instantly translate it and you can have those conversations. That, Declan, I think with our time leaves us with only a couple of minutes left. So what I'll do is there are plenty of other things that we can show on AI. We could probably sit here all day. I just wanted to be able to give an oversight of what it is, of how useful it is in credit management, some really, really quick tips, just quick ways that it could improve how you do things without lingering too long on it. I'm going to be putting together a kind of a handout on this and what we've just discussed, which I'll send to you, Declan, if I could ask you to send to people. And then certainly if anybody wants to talk further about it or need any guidance on it, I'm around. But for me, if there's any questions, great. If there's no questions, otherwise it's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope I've taken the worry of AI away from you just a slight bit, and giving you just a brief introduction into our new world that we're all about to fall into.
Absolutely. No, no, thanks a million, Dara. And yeah, if you can hit mute there, because I'm hearing myself back. Yeah, and look, I hope it does demystify it for people. And the one thing to remember that you said that I want everybody to take away with them is that look, if you don't know the answers, ask ChatGPT. So just go onto ChatGPT or Perplexity or whatever it is that you're using and ask it the questions. So whatever you want to know, ask it as if you're talking to an assistant, and then qualify the answers. So look, guys, play with it, talk with us. That's what it's all about. Couple of things just before I let you go and have your lunch. Number one, I hope you can join us again on the 14th of January, where we'll be talking about building a career in credit management, because there is a whole career through management, leadership, onto the board of directors. And obviously that's where we want to direct everybody to help you to get on in a career in credit. So if it is something that interests you, we're around on the 14th of January. If you want to really get ahead in credit management and a qualification is something that you would like to add to your CV, we are kicking off the diploma on the 14th of February. So it's an intensive 15-week course that covers collections, credit management, risk, AI, and admin, and lots of other things, everything that you need to know to be a super credit controller. And obviously we get into far more depth in the AI topic there as well. So look, talk to Katrina, talk to myself. We're all happy to help. And if there's anything that you want or need, by all means, and particularly now over the next couple of weeks, things tend to quieten down. So I'm at the desk, have time, and happy to help in any way we can. So guys, thank you for your time. Great seeing you. And start using it now. Go and play with it. You can't do any damage, and there's nothing you can do that can't be undone. So just go for it and have fun. Dara, thanks a million. Katrina, well done in pulling the whole thing together. And no doubt you'll be in touch with everybody between now and then.
I will, of course. I'll be in touch with everybody. Maybe Dara and Declan, could you hang on just for a minute or two?
Yeah, yeah, we're here and we're not
Perfect.
pushing away. So if there's anything you want now, Yeah, I see there's a few chats there. I don't know if there's any questions.
Yeah,
People have any.
no, there's no questions. I was monitoring that. There's just very good session. Thank you, very informative. So I think everybody got a good bit from it.
Thank you all. Thank you, Katrina.
Thanks a million, guys.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
million,
See you
guys.
all.
Bye.
Chat to you all
Bye.
soon. Bye
Okay,
bye.
bye, bye, bye. That's great. Unless people are dropping out,
Yeah.
maybe you'll stop the recording and
Oh, yeah. I'll stop the recording now.